party to stand.
Far from the truth, and it comes to a lot of imaginations where the posters are being put. The DSS did not see them, the police did not see them, nobody cited who are those who are moving from one particular place, to predict and incite the judge against Nnamdi Kanu, incite the DSS against Nnamdi Kanu, incite also the hooded DSS against Nnamdi Kanu, and then incite the court and judiciary against Nnamdi Kanu. That was the picture they were painting on those posters. And I can tell you the reaction is already in Enugu currently now. There's a massive protest against Nigerian state. In fact, the people of Enugu are demanding, because the problem is that they have had so much people from Benue now joining Enugu people. The crowd, the momentum is spreading. Next is spreading. Already flooded Enugu. So they are coming with different information. They're coming with different news, and that has fueled the protest that has spread currently now in Enugu. And one of the protesters was sounding gallantly, and thank God for the Commissioner of Police in that state, who said now they are trying to make sure that the protest is always peaceful, because the guys are saying nobody have seen anything yet, and they are ready. Whatever it's going to take, they are ready, and they are saying it. The manner in which Nnamdi Kanu'S trial is going is suspicious. You understand? It's suspicious. How can the federal government be there and somebody is championing that kind of posters all over Abuja, putting, trying to create an impression about Nnamdi Kanu, even though they knew as citizens of this country that what Nnamdi Kanu was talking about is happening right there in their face, But that brought us to the international community too, the likes of some world leaders who are openly watching. They pretend as if they don't know what is happening in Nigeria, but I can tell you that these people are taking note of everything, and when they want to use it against Nigeria will be surprised. At what point did we come to this level? It's just like what happened in Israel, between Israel and Hamas. Nobody knew that Israel has been documenting Hamas activities over the years, give them a lot of opportunities to mess Israel up at the end of the day, until a day came they crossed their boundary, and you can see 700 people, 60,000 Hamas died. Just 700 people in Israel that was kidnapped in October 7. As I'm talking to you now, over 60,000. Israel has disallowed over 60,000 of Hamas. Hezbollah, name them. As I'm talking to you now. So what is breeding, might be seen as the Igbo people as cowards, as weak, or conquered, But I'm telling you, they are sending a serious signal by the way and manner Nnamdi Kanu is being tried. It is provocative, it is annoying, it is a threat to over 85 million Igbos, Biafrans around the world. And I must use this opportunity to send a strong signal to that faction guy they call Isinguzo, that happens to say he's an Ohanese person, to respect himself and respect the use of words, that a lot of us are not fools. We are not fools. Respect yourself. It is not about the Igbo people. We are talking about the 40 regions, states that make up Biafra. Biafra was not fought by Igbo people alone. Biafra was fought by the Biafrans themselves. He should respect himself. Isinguzo that says he is a faction, whether you are a faction, belong to APC or not, respect Igbo people. Respect your statement. God, there's nothing like Igbo Heroes Day. What we are saying is Biafran Day. Respect yourself. I think on that note, that is what I'm trying to point out, that the sensitization and the awareness is also spreading. And you can see, it is our belief that all the cross-examination carried out in the court by the lawyers and defense team at the end of the day, nobody has found Nnamdi Kanu to be guilty of anything. Whatever they are trying to create out of it, that is what is fueling, the protests all over in the eastern part of the country now. I say it without any reservation that the George Washington of America was once charged with felony. felony and treasonable charges. But today, America is free. America is celebrating. The fact that is in the court, you do not comment anything. You know, you do not say anything. But trying to use these people to issue a threat to the judge, James Omotosho, deal with Nnamdi Kanu, jail him. He's a terrorist. He has committed felony. He has killed many people. But Nnamdi Kanu never carried gun against anybody. You are seeing it on daily basis, those who are carrying gun on daily basis, killing Nigerians. Then you are saying, they are saying that somebody that said with his mouth that said, defend themselves, at least to put a little fear on these people. Let them go and stay on their own. You are take Omotosho, James Omotosho should have conscience too. He is from Ondo State. You should look at it very well, look at it deeply. You know, if it is not politically, you know, and interest-based, he's drafting into this Nnamdi Kanu's case, then it means that there's a lot to it, you know, then we are going to expect justice at the end of the day. But if it is what we are thinking, to the extent that people have started posting posters predicting the judgment before judgment, means there's a lot that's going on, and that's what is triggering, you know,
another counter protest from
protest,
Enugu.
and the protest is spreading towards Benue. As I'm talking to you, all the Benue youths now are arming themselves with Biafran flag and the rest of them. So it's trending already online. You can see it online, and that is what it is.
Are we saying it is this federal government that is trying to even make the issue of agitation get more worse because of the way they are handling things? Because I expect them to have come out now and condemn that poster. That is how to control something. But they saw the poster and they keep quiet. What does that one mean? And the people that are behind this poster, can we say it is the same hand that kept Nnamdi Kanu in detention for almost 5 years now? They are the one that's behind that poster, because some of them even said that they regretted not killing Nnamdi Kanu while they catch him at Kenya. So what do you have to say about this?
Quite very painful, you know, that is happening under a Southern president, you know, simply because Buhari left an instruction to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you know, do not release Nnamdi Kanu. If you release Nnamdi Kanu, then, you know, that what will happen, that will happen. And I think he has, you know, followed that, you know, theory in that agreement, you know, until we start seeing massive pressure, you know, until there's a kind of lock back of Nigerian image internationally, you know, and when Bola Ahmed noticed that, you know, Nigeria is being shut out at the international and global scene space, you know, the international community is not being allowed to access anything because it is being believed he is having a human rights record issue. Yes, and that pressure came, and we saw, okay, everything was pointing towards Nnamdi Kanu. Remember that the US government also sent their delegates and all that. There was so much pressure, there was so much, you know, this thing. And says, okay, let us. And on the course of opening trial against Nnamdi, it was discovered that he had nothing. They were just keeping him there based on interest, based on whatever they call kidnapping or whatever that happened. Nobody has been able to prove anything. He is still in DSS custody. Those who are making things difficult for Nigeria are nowhere to be found, and the government know them. And people who are saying this, they hold him, you know. But they have made Nnamdi Kanu a global, you know, a person. They have, you know, added so much strength because, you know, the more he's been persecuted, I think the more he grows wings, the more, you know. And we're expecting a lot of things to happen in that direction. That Nnamdi Kanu will not die in DSS custody under a Southern president. That would be very, very unbelievable. Get to a point, the Omotosho himself, Judge Omotosho, the presiding judge, got annoyed because what he expected in terms of defense during the cross-examination by Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, Agabi Kanu, I know, it was not what he was getting. These guys were just responding off point completely. How can they be asking you questions about files? days, how you engage in one or two things surrounding this thing. You don't know that IPOB has been unprescribed. You don't know that the difference between IPOB and EBA. You don't know who is Nnamdi Kanu. You don't know who is Simon. It's confusing everything. And still, the DSS kept Nnamdi Kanu there. So going to court, because there is a kind of manipulative tendencies that I'm beginning to see recently, and that is why everybody is going to be careful, because we don't know actually where Jason Motosho actually stand in this case currently now. But from the last statement issued by the IPOB, everybody is an IPOB. That's, you can't say nobody is another. IPOB is an IPOB. IPOB means indigenous people of Biafra. And you cannot say that people does not have right to answer indigenous people. It's never done. So we're going to see how Motosho is going to handle the trial. But I think from the first statement he made, he said he's tired of this statement, and for him, Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be in DSS custody. The white people are free from corruption. They can also be corrupted. And most times, you can see how they stole our gold in Africa here. So they are also corrupt. So we should not be seeing them as saying that people that cannot be compromised over a pot of soup. But what we're saying is that international communities, human rights agencies, civil society organizations, world civil society organizations who are bent, Red Cross, name them, whoever they are, should focus on what is happening in Finland and what is happening in Nigeria between these two Igbo figures who are asking that justice should be done and their people should not be killed the way and manner they are being killed.
Sea to stand. To stand.